Are we getting conservation completely wrong? And if so, how do we fix it? Nature doesn't need us. It will survive, adapt and evolve with or without humanity. But the real question is, can we survive without nature? I recently had a fascinating conversation with Eoin Murray, Chief Investment Officer at Rebalance Earth. He shared some big ideas that really made me question my thinking, especially around how we use nature and the resources we rely on. It's made me look at sustainability in a different way, not just as an environmental issue, but as something that needs to be integrated into commercial and financial systems for real, lasting change. So today, I want to share some of the key takeaways, ideas that really made me stop and think, and I'd love to hear your thoughts too. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What would you change or do differently? Before we dive in, drop a comment. What's one thing you think we're getting wrong about conservation? Let's discuss it. One of the most striking points Eoin made was this: our economic system doesn't properly account for nature. We assign nature a value of 0 in economic models, despite the fact that everything we rely on, clean air, fertile soil, stable weather, depends on it. The result? Short-term decisions that destroy natural ecosystems. Profit-driven industries exploiting resources without limits, and governments measuring success purely by GDP, ignoring environmental collapse. Eoin's perspective, and one that I found really thought-provoking, is that we need to embed nature into financial decision-making not as charity, but as necessity. That we should see nature as critical infrastructure, just like we do roads, energy, or technology. And that we should move beyond GDP, because what is the point of economic growth if it destroys the foundation on which we live? Would you be willing to pay for nature's services the same way as you pay for electricity or water? Let me know in the comments. This was another bold take from Eoin. He believes one of the biggest mistakes in sustainable investing was turning it into a 3-letter acronym: ESG. Environmental, social and governance investing. It was supposed to make businesses more responsible. Instead, it's often just a marketing exercise. The problem? Too many companies care more about appearing sustainable than actually being sustainable. ESG scores often reward good PR over real impact, and investors follow checklists instead of funding real change. Eoin argues that we need to move beyond ESG as a buzzword and demand measurable, long-term action. What do you think? Is ESG doing more harm than good, or is it a step in the right direction? Let's debate in the comments. This next idea really made me stop and think. What if we treated forests, oceans and wetlands the same way we treat power plants or data centres? Think about it. Forests filter our air and store carbon. Wetlands prevent flooding and protect coastlines. Oceans regulate the climate and sustain our food supply. So why aren't we paying for the services nature provides? Eoin's perspective is that the future of conservation isn't about charity, it's about smart economics. Companies should start paying for ecosystem services just like they do for utilities. Investors need to fund reforestation, biodiversity restoration, and regenerative agriculture. The financial system should reward sustainability over short-term gains. This is a huge shift in thinking, and one I'd love to hear your thoughts on. Do you think businesses should pay for nature's services? Vote in the comments, yes or no. Another idea that really stood out was Eoin's view on career planning. He doesn't believe in 5-year plans. He told me, any time I've tried to come up with a 3 to 5 year plan, things never go according to that plan. Serendipity is a huge career influence. Some of the biggest opportunities in life come from unexpected encounters, being open to change and learning from people outside our industry. What's your take? Do you believe in strict planning, or do you prefer to go with the flow? Have chance encounters shaped your career or life direction? What's the best unexpected opportunity you've ever had? Share your story in the comments. Eoin's ideas made me reflect on what we can actually do, because let's be honest, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Here are some simple but powerful ways to take action. Shift from consuming to creating. invest, garden, build and contribute. Support those businesses that genuinely value nature, not just those with good PR. Push for policy change. Demand sustainability incentives over short-term profit. Get involved in local conservation efforts, tree planting, rewilding and reducing waste. Which of these will you start today? Drop a number in the comments. At the end of the day, I certainly don't have all the answers. These are just some of the most interesting ideas from my conversation with Eoin Murray. So what do you think? What changes would you make? What do you agree or disagree with? Let me know in the comments. If you want to go deeper, you can listen to the full episode of Extrology on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube or Amazon Music. Search Extrology wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're interested in more conversations like this, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep thriving.